So you are likely making this big mistake in your business and it's probably holding you back. And that is overcomplicating everything, making everything way more complicated than it needs to be. And hey, I get it. Building a business is overwhelming. There is a lot of shit that you need to do, and overall, it just feels complicated. So if you're feeling overwhelmed or stuck in your business, I hope you'll stick around because I'm going to give you a very simple framework that is not only going to help you feel less overwhelmed and help you really simplify things, but it's also going to help you grow your business a whole lot faster than it is currently growing. And if you were wondering who I am, I'm Kendra Perry. I'm an online business mentor for health and wellness coaches, and I help my students go from barely making ends meet to making 5K a month, 10K a month, up to 50K a month and beyond. And I'm also a successful business owner myself. And what I'm about to teach you today has actually been a huge factor in the growth of my own business. So if you're a health and wellness coach or practitioner and you want to grow your business, just make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already so that you get notified when I drop new videos on Thursdays. Okay, so I'm gonna read a quote by Tim Ferriss. If it were simple, what would it look like? And I really love this quote because the truth is we tend to really overcomplicate things in our business. We feel like if we're going to be successful, if we're going to make the money that we want, then it can't be easy. It needs to be complex. But you know, the problem with that quote is it doesn't really give you any specifics. So I actually want to break down something that is very tangible and is actually going to really help you move forward in your business at an accelerated rate. So the truth is, I am a minimalist in business, and I like when things are really simple. And something that my mentor, Rick Mulready, has told me is that simplicity scales. And I love that because if we can really focus our very limited time, and to be frank, our limited focus onto one thing, then it actually makes everything so much easier. So I want to talk about what I call the power of one, okay? And this might blow your mind a little bit because it's almost too simple. And like I was saying before, we feel like if we're going to be successful, it shouldn't be easy and it shouldn't be complicated. And I'm not telling you that business is easy because it's not. It's hard. It's challenging. If it wasn't, then everyone would do it. But we are making it way more complicated than we actually need to make it. So when it comes to utilizing the power of one in your business, we're going to start with one niche. And this is tough because I get a lot of people coming to me and they're like, Kendra, I'm multi-passionate. I want to help with all these different things. And that's just the way I am. Well, the truth is we're all kind of multi-passionate, right? We all have more than one interest. And honestly, we all have more than one talent, right? But when you focus on multiple niches, then you need multiple of everything and it actually ends up diluting your message, okay? Because marketing, and you may have not heard people talk about marketing in this way before, but marketing is about intimacy. It's about deeply connecting with people and speaking to them in language that they understand. It's about seeing people, hearing them, and understanding for who they truly are and their day-to-day experience, right? If you followed this channel for a while, sometimes you might think like, fuck, Kendra's in my head. Like, how does she understand exactly what I'm going through? It's because I'm only focused on you. Right? The health coach, the health practitioner. I'm not focused on other types of coaches. I'm not talking to business coaches. I'm not talking to soccer coaches, right? I'm not talking to e-commerce business. I'm really focused on this one person, and I've spent a lot of my time over the past 7 years in business really understanding your experience because I talk to people like you, not you specifically. Well, maybe you're one of my students, but I spend a lot of time talking to you. So when you can really focus in on one niche, everything gets easier because you are making everything that you do in your business, your program, your content, all the communication that you have in your business, it's for that one specific person. And then when people land on your stuff, like your website or your social media, it's very clear to them who they help. And anyone who feels even the slightest bit, confused with who you help and what you do, they're probably not going to follow you. They're probably going to bounce off your page and go check someone else out because it's confusing, and a confused mind doesn't say yes, right? And they're just going to go find someone else who has a more aligned message. So you really need one niche, and you should never be focusing on more than one niche, especially in the early stages in your business. Now, I get a lot of pushback with this one niche thing, and I just want to speak briefly about Amazon, because I often get people telling me, well, Amazon sells everything. And I'm like, true. But remember where Amazon started. Amazon did not start selling everything. And maybe you're thinking, okay, well, yeah, I guess they started with books, but it was even further niche than that. They actually started with used books, right? So they did not start out being the distributor of everything. I literally just got a timed cat feeder from them the other day, and then also some envelopes, and then a book and whatever. Like, you can literally get anything from them, but that's not where they started. And so when you try to focus on multiple niches, you're essentially trying to build an Amazon in the reverse way. So what Amazon did was they really established themselves in the online used book market. And that was what they were known for. And that was the only thing they sold. And then as they grew and got bigger and more established and grew a bigger client base, they were able to expand and eventually get to what they are now, like the seller of everything and anything. Okay, so we've talked about the one niche, and then the next thing you want, again, is one program, okay? So people think they have to have multiple options, multiple tiers, multiple packages, a course, a group program, a mastermind, like this, that, and the other thing. And the truth is, you only need one program, and especially when you're new, you really should only have one program. When you have multiple programs, you need to know and learn and understand how to sell all of them. And if you're new in business, you've probably learned that selling one thing is hard enough, right? So why add all these other programs in that you need more funnels, more things, more work? Your time is limited, and there's a good chance that you don't even have a team yet. Therefore, you do not want to have multiple programs. And what I will tell you is giving people more options does not necessarily mean they are going to make a better choice. I learned this when I was building my house. There were so many choices, and when there was too many options, I just felt overwhelmed and I didn't even want to make a choice. Like, how can there be 500 fucking tiles? What's the best tile for me? Like, I don't even know, right? Versus me having 3 tiles to pick from and like understanding the difference between each of them. This plant is going crazy, but it's beautiful. Sidetracking myself here. Having 3 clear options and understanding the benefits and cons of each of them, it was actually significantly easier to make a decision versus when I had all the choice. So one program. Now, because we are talking about one thing, we've talked about one niche, one program. Now we're talking about social media, one platform. You may have noticed that myself personally or other experts that you follow are on multiple platforms. The only reason that I am able to do this is because I have help. I have contractors who work for me. I have a team. So I am able to get these people to repurpose content for me. That is the reason why I can have a podcast, a YouTube channel, an Instagram, a TikTok, and now LinkedIn and Pinterest, and probably something else too. But that's not where I started. I actually started with Facebook marketing. Now, I started back in, I don't even know, it was like 2015. I don't do much with Facebook anymore, so I'm not telling you to be on Facebook. I'm telling you to be on the platform that your ideal client hangs out on. Again, this is why it's really so much better when you just have one niche, because you just have to know, well, where do they hang out? So if you're helping middle-aged men, then Pinterest is probably not your platform, right? If you're helping elderly women, then TikTok, maybe not. Although I did see a pretty cool grandma on there the other day. So I don't know. I don't know what the kids are doing anymore, but you only need to focus on one platform and really study that platform, master it, learn the type of content that does really well on that platform, learn the engagement strategies, learn the strategy, and then focus all your effort on that strategy. Okay, now the final thing is one funnel. Now, a funnel can be a lot of different things, but really when you're starting out, you really just need an email marketing funnel, meaning that you want a freebie that puts them onto your email list, and then they go into an email nurture sequence, and then they go into your newsletter and you nurture them through your list. And funnels take a lot of time to set up. They're very technical, and honestly, every time I set up a funnel, I'm like, wow, that took me so much longer than I thought. So really, you only want one funnel. This was A big mistake that I made early on in my business is that I had multiple funnels and I had to manage and maintain all of them, and that was just a lot of work. And as you are learning, you're wearing a lot of hats as an online business owner. You have limited time. It is your most limited and most valuable asset. And so if you really focus in on this power of one niche, one program, one funnel, one social media platform, then everything gets a lot easier. And when things are simple, you actually have more time to work on the things that matter in your business. And you also have more time to actually spend time with friends and family and do the things that you actually want to be doing. So really, you just want to start with this one thing and move outward, right? Be the Amazon. Start with the one super niche thing and move outward over time. And if you want multiple businesses, you can do that, but I would probably wait till you're making at least multiple six figures with this one thing before you do that. Now, if you like this video or if you have any thoughts or you have any questions, feel free, as always, to drop that in the comments below. I do love to hear from you. And if you want to learn how to enroll 1 to 3 new clients every single week in your health coaching business, I have a free masterclass. You can register, it's on demand, you can watch it right now, and I will link to that below this video. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.